Hello, my name is Ben Brandon, and this is my Petra Kutcher on the importance of HR legislation and practice within the sports and leisure industry. As outlined by Mullins, the legal framework covers safety, rights, fairness and justice, health and welfare, and equal opportunities. These are essential to follow in order to avoid any form of legal battles with employees. The HR role is made up of a few sections. These are recruitment and selection, training, career development, and performance management. These are all required to ensure an efficient and productive team within the workplace. We will be focusing on the recruitment and selection role of HR. As Frederick states, recruitment calculates cost, establishes the need to recruit, and choosing between internal and external recruitment to ensure the correct candidate is employed for the role. Therefore, the selection process requires careful planning through job analysis, the production of clear documentation, and the appropriate advertising where it is needed. It is also deemed to be a two-way process, and that these methods should then be validated in accordance with the legislation outlined prior. Within this selection process, many methods are available. An example of this would be to advertise for the role, submit a letter of application and CV, to then shortlist these recruits in order to undertake a selection of interviews, tests, group methods, or presentations before having a final interview or acceptance meeting. However, these processes must comply with legislation to avoid any discrimination between candidates. Some examples of legislation needed to be followed are the Data Protection Act of 1998, the Immigration Act 1996 and onwards, and the Equalities Act 2010. As an example of following legislation within the sports industry, the Leicestershire and Rutland County FA released a safer recruitment policy outlining exactly how they intended to ensure their recruitment process would provide a robust vetting procedure to ensure no one unsuitable for the job could be employed. This is in tandem with their commitment to meet the requirements of the FA's Safeguarding Operating Standard and involves the recruitment of any person entrusted to the care of a child or young person under the age of 18 within any club football activity. That example shows the importance of the HR legislation within the leisure industry, as it ensures the safety of those taking part, as well as ensuring the people selected for the role are suitable for the task required. It also may mean the retention of staff members will be better, as they will not have to be removed due to problems with the employee. However, within selection, the most often used method of deciding the best candidate is role play. This is because the person applying can no longer hide behind their CV and application, so the organisation is able to decide whether they are the best fit for their team, also known as their Goldilocks. Another good example of following legislation, however this time with inclusivity and discrimination, is Everyone Active. Their equality and diversity policy provides the belief that everyone within the process should be treated equally and that no one will be discriminated against due to race or gender. The pros of the selection process are that the employer has the opportunity to find their ideal candidate for the role and ensure high productivity within the team, whilst also keeping current members of the team happy with strong staff loyalty. However, the cons are that the candidates can come across as very willing and the perfect fit within the selection process, but become awful workers once given the job, leading to potential staff turnover due to the negative change in dynamic within the new team. This can be seen with a person who has just got the job and the team currently already part of the organisation. Therefore, because of these pros and cons, each organisation must create their own version of the recruitment process which best suits the type of candidates they are looking for. This will ensure a matching fit to the rest of the team and the ethos and beliefs of the business itself. The last key procedure would then be the induction of the candidate given the job into their role. The business must ensure a smooth and easy induction into the role, otherwise they risk losing the employee potentially before their probation period is up. That would once again lead to a high staff turnover and disruptions in productivity. Therefore, the HR legal framework is very important to any organisation as it allows them to vet and narrow down to the perfect candidate without running into the risk of legal problems, potentially leading them to be taken to tribunal with the employee. Going to tribunal would also be a problem, as it would cost the business lots of finance and legal fees, with a real risk of also having to pay out a member of staff taking them to court. This would lead to further loss in profit. This in turn slows productivity massively, as members of the team will be questioned on the practices performed by the business. Therefore, my recommendations to the service industry would be to ensure every recruitment process includes a role-play aspect to ensure a good fit for the business's needs. I would also recommend a member of each team in question is involved within the process to hopefully improve the morale of the team already in the business, once again helping to improve that staff loyalty. And lastly, I would ensure that no possible biases have been made throughout the process to reduce the risk of a possible tribunal case. Thank you for listening today to my take on the importance of the HR legislation and practice.